Hello. Hello. Welcome, Phoenix. Welcome, Aleph. And welcome, anyone viewing anonymously. Thank you for the subscription, Phoenix. Thank you so much for your support. When it becomes necessary in humans to go full, to embrace their inner clan, foster the Godspeed on your clownification, Phoenix. Speaking of clowns, welcome back to Psycholonials, everyone. It's been 2 flippin' weeks. I was supposed to stream yesterday. It just kind of didn't happen. I was supposed to do 413 Homestuck reread return. Yay! But my school is not done yet, and yesterday was a terrible day. So didn't happen. Whoops. Should be good to go for getting back on a Homestuck reread next weekend. That is an image. So, being that it was 413 this week, yay! Psycholonials reviews. You're right. I haven't even bothered looking in the review section, and I don't think I ever will. Because I love myself too much to do that. Thank you for notifying me, though. Hello, I think Laku, welcome. Yeah, I haven't looked at the reviews on Steam. So, before we hop in, because it was 413, there is community news, and I'm going to start with some fan project stuff. So, Stuck at Home Con just said June 12th. So, they are officially operating again this year, so that is exciting. We have confirmation that they will be returning. Yeah. This, I was not aware until now that there is a group of folks making a Homestuck fighting game, and it looks fucking sick. So, this is... Turn down the sound a little bit on that. But, like, yeah, it looks real fucking cool. They've got a couple other of these, like, character trailers available. Oh, there's some alternate costumes on display here, like Troll Rose. I have not watched any of the other character trailers. I only just found out about it because this was their 413 upload, is the Rose. But it looks really fucking cool. So, excited to see further developments for this. That's not what I meant to do. I did not want to paste that link there. I wanted to copy the link to the video. Anyway, I'll just do that. Ta-da! So that's really fucking cool. And I'll put links in chat if any of y'all want to go to their YouTube page. And this is a longer video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Pestercord is a bot project put together by Camiosh, who you may know from Table Stuck things. And it's here's the impression I got from the video. It's a Discord bot that will simulate basically every element of a Spurb session, which is super fucking cool. So once again, that's like a 6-minute video. Yes, my recommended videos are full of Scott the Woz, Aleph. Yeah, there he is. So it's really, really fucking cool if you are interested in Table Stuck. you'll definitely be interested in these developments. So once again, the link is in chat, and if you're watching this on YouTube, links to everything are in the description. Moving on to wherever the fuck Andrew Hussie was up to. This is before, when was this? 6 days ago. What the fuck was 6 days ago? This was April 11th. Ohioan propaganda in your Homestuck stream. Yeah, I'm sorry I made you look at Scott's face. So this is a copy pasta style, like, let's try this one more time. You see this exit sign? It's pointing to the fucking door. You heard of doors, right? Those are the tall rectangles you walk through when it's time to get the fuck out. And getting the fuck out is what I'm gonna need you to do if you're planning on making rude posts. Do you hear me, kids? Absolutely no rude posts will be tolerated in this comment section, period. If I see even one unpleasant remark in my mentions, then I am going to go ape shit. Those apes and shits should look angry, not happy, FYI. Now, I want to see some quality fucking engagements tonight. And remember, classy posts only. Thank you. Oh, you love Scott the Woz? Oh, okay, good. I also actually generally enjoy Scott's videos. I think he does fairly well researched, interesting videos. You left. Your lol is gonna be toxic as hell and left. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, I don't know why Hussie is even bothered posting on Tumblr when the replies just, although, you know, I'm not seeing many actual replies. Did you turn them off? No, here's some. Anyhow. So, you know, he did this. And then I'm assuming that this is an interaction that happened in the reblogs that he decided to permanently document. Need me a man like this. Isn't he 40? Yeah, well, a 40 out of 10. So, Hussie is a masochist and his Tumblr is evidence. Yeah, ever since he came back here, it's been nothing but, as he said in the last post, hot fucking mess. So this person decided to cosplay. I won't go to their blog because I think they're like 17. And so that's a thing. But here's the thing. It's like this person decided to cosplay them, and then Hussie was like, shout out to my #1 fan Blue Square, who made this Hussie cosplay like 10 minutes after my post. There are some rabid Hussie fans out there, and then there's Blue Square, who's at a whole different level of devotion. It's popular among the kids these days to instantly turn my mentions into a huge stinking toilet, so it takes real guts to stand out and wear your sincere Hussie passion on your sleeve like this. Tumblr needs a lot more posters like this ultimate Hussie stan, whose name, again, is Blue Square. I won't go to this person's blog, but if you do, they fucking hate him, and it's like, I don't know why you would take the time to do all of this. Like, this looks like, this is some effort here. This took time. He literally used cardboard and acrylic paint and painted the fucking exit sign. Like, that takes a lot of effort for something that you hate. And I think that you should use your time for things that you actually enjoy instead of this. Anyway, that's that. That's that. I just think that maybe people should not torture themselves. Troubled Cosmos. We have looked at this before, and we will look at it again. On 413, more Hussie shenanigans, specifically on 413, Hussie privated Troubled Cosmos and made a post asking, hey everyone, how's your 413? Just, you know, like scurrying off to his 488 follower account on private to just talk with people. And he was actually in the replies just like being nice. like giving genuine responses to people, unlike the ironic shtick that's almost like a defensive wall, you know, that he puts up on other platforms like fucking Tumblr. But yeah, he was surprisingly chill. It was really nice. He was being very nice. Same night, and I'm not gonna. Yeah, unfortunately, so this is back to public. You can see it's back to public, and he deleted. Oh, we'll talk about this later. He deleted the post that he made that night. Yeah, maybe the real early adopters of a weird Redbubble merch-based NFT parody thing were the friends we made along the way. So all of the stuff that he posted then no longer exists, and this account is now public again. This account is not public. I feel very blessed to be one of, there's 74 now. There's only 73 the other night. One of 74 people who actually got to participate when he privated this account on 4/13 and started posting stupid shit. So that was great and a highly enjoyable experience. The white bar on the screen, that's for Instagram. It's just so I don't forget to turn on my like okay, we'll talk about this in a hot minute, but it's like that little white bar is blocking out the Instagram username of a friend of mine. And it's basically just like I don't want to put my friend on blast. So, and I also don't want to forget to turn on that name block, so I just have left it on the whole time, and I apologize if you find it annoying. I understand it's a little bit obtrusive, but I just want to make sure I'm not putting my friend on blast. It's an exclusive club to be in. Yep, very happy to be in that exclusive club. Okay, so some of you probably knew we were eventually going to get to this, and I'm not going to give extensive coverage, because as you can see, I didn't watch the fucking video. Okay, so A Brief History of Homestuck by Sarah Z. I didn't fucking watch it. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes long. I had a fucking breakdown this week, okay? I didn't watch it. I had other shit to think about. My school semester is finishing, whatever. I also feel like, you know, from what I've heard of it from others, why would I spend 2 hours watching something that's probably just gonna make me mad? Yeah, it was, from what I've heard, not great. Are there any secret tweets on the private Deluxe Troubled Cosmos Twitter? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, there are. But I shall respect Mr. Hussie's wishes and not show them on stream. You've heard mixed takes? Infinity Train season. I need to watch Infinity Train, period. That's another one that's on the watch list. But yeah, essentially what I've heard is that it's got a whole lot of bad faith interpretations and like also some incorrect information. And I won't go into more detail than that, because again, I haven't fucking watched it. Aisha was upset at not being contacted. Well, yeah, because because the biggest thing that, you know, was really fucking shitty was that she sourced Geo's HiveSwap development articles, which are not entirely factual. They source information from a previous What Pumpkin employee who is out to get them, basically. I don't know. I feel like there's a better way I could word that. My brain's failing me, though. And Geo's articles are basically hit pieces. And they are like over sensationalized hit pieces out to, like, you know, the deep, oh god, I don't know if I actually want to hear the deep geolore. But yeah, so that, the fact that those articles were a major source for this video also gives you an idea of the tone of at least the later parts of it, or the hive swap development portions. So look like she has a ransona. I was going to say you don't deserve rights. No, it's just the usual kind of sitting on your couch style videos. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna just I haven't watched it. I'm probably not going to, because why would I spend 2 hours on something that makes me mad? I've heard various things from various other people. I'm not going to parrot them all off because, I can't verify, stuff from other people's perspectives. But I can say this. In response, What Pumpkin posted a hive swap backer update explaining finally in more detail of the situation with The Odd Gentleman, What Pumpkin NYC, the credits for Hive Swap Act 1, all of the stuff that people have been, basically spreading around rumors about for a while. Like, there was, some stuff that was like, oh yeah, what's her name? IPGD or whatever posted on Tumblr and deleted that one time, and that was kind of like the information that we had to go on, period. She was part of Candy for All. I don't know what that is. Was that one of those Twitter accounts, post epilogues that was trying to do a thing? I don't even fucking remember at this point. Yeah, basically, over the years, a lot of misinformation as well as deliberate disinformation was spread around about the history of Hive Swap. The purpose of this post is to clarify these matters for backers who've been wondering what the truth is. So, this is a fucking long post. It's already 20 after 11. I don't want to read all of this, quite frankly. Normally, I would be more thorough and read the entire thing. But I don't know. I can back burner this and we can talk about it another time. But today, I'm really feeling like just getting into the next Psycholonials chapter because it's very good and it's also long. Trying to harass Kate and Danny out of the fandom. Oh, jeez. Well, fuck that. The account is deleted now, so look at that how you will. But yeah, let me see if I can remember what the precise conclusions of this were. You know what? I'm going to put the link. And this is, of course, this was posted only on the Hive Swap Kickstarter page and is only visible to backers. But this Tumblr post was linked in a Discord server that I'm in. It was linked by someone who was a backer, so I trust that they would link a Tumblr post that actually does have the accurate full copy and paste. So, we got funding stuff. They're referring to Odd Gentleman as game company for legal reasons, I'm sure. There's a few links to Google Drive things. Oh yeah, they place everything on a timeline of when they posted Kickstarter updates. But yeah, there's a few links to early Hive Swap development stuff on Google Drive, which is really interesting to see. But anyway, if you would like to bookmark that and read it closer yourself later, feel free to do so. But for the time being, we're just gonna motor forward. So Here's Hussie's Instagram again. He's got some new merch, which we can get more detail about from Twitter. Here, so we're gonna go over here. I think I can take all of those like blocks off of the screen now. Yeah. Declassy indeed. So, Pop KMB, what does that say? Popular Korean Music Boy Collection. So that is what his next venture is. And they are heavily pixelated images of the members of BTS. Series of graphics depicting various popular Korean musicians, which have been dedicated to the public domain by Andrew Hussie. So we have a lyrical beast, which, from my Psycholonials knowledge, I can guess is Rat Monster, aka Namjoon. Am I remembering that correctly? A lyrical beast, a globally attractive fellow, a friendly feline, a jolly aspirant, a nimble danseur, a savvy jester, and a smart cookie. And you can buy your own heavily pixelated K-pop stars on Redbubble. I actually haven't looked at the Redbubble myself yet, personally. So here is that. There is no deluxe K-pop yet. This was just posted 6 hours ago. No, wait a second. This was April 6th. How did I miss this? I guess he posted this and just wondered who would find it, and then nobody fucking found it, and then he posted on his Instagram, and that's when. Pattern of colorful shapes convey... What? Pattern of colorful shapes conveying brand loyalty to popular Korean music company. So that's what he's up to now. That's happening. Wearing a BTS shirt and you realize that Abby and Z were wearing their logo. This one. Yeah, I didn't realize that they were wearing it either, but I guess, yeah, you are correct. They are doing that. But yeah, that's what he's up to. Looking fabulous. Wearing heavily pixelated images of BTS. So, that's community news. Holy shit. Let's get into that fucking game, because that's a good chapter. No, Phoenix, K-pop is not just for cis people. Okay. Loading up the game. So, today is chapter 8. And it's a really, really fucking... I think this is my favorite chapter out of, like, all of them. It's really, really good. If the game would load, would appreciate it. I've noticed that the more and more chapters they add, it takes, like, exponentially longer to load. You know, some counter examples to that? Counter examples to what in particular are you referring to? There it is. Now it's loaded. Okay. So, quite an interesting icon. Quite the intriguing icon. And in we go. K-pop fans that aren't cis. Yeah. No, K-pop is not a thing that is quote unquote just for cis people or whatever. K-pop is for everyone. I actually know far more trans folks who like K-pop than cis folks, but that might just be because most of the people I know are trans. Watched iCarly? Interesting stipulation. The music is really good in this chapter. Oh, I'm looking forward to, after the final chapter comes out, I'm looking forward to finally bulk purchasing all the music off the Bandcamp. Okay, Interlude 4, As Promised. As promised 2 chapters ago. You love to see it. Finally taking the gloves off, I mean. Makes it more real now. Like it's not a game anymore. Of course, it was never a game to begin with. It's always been serious shit. But the way some of these chuckle fucks like to run their mouths, you might never know it. Where did they think this was going to lead? Did they not understand that talking shit has consequences? That the Supreme Honkifax is not a woman with whom these sewer rats should trifle? Ah well, problem solved. That's the thing about having loud shitty opinions online. Once you stop existing, your bad opinions stop mattering. LMFAO. Like somebody once said, where there's a person, there's a problem. Time for a girl boss moment, Jesus. Hydrate. Yes, I will hydrate. Thank you. Water is important. When there's no person, there's no problem. So it stands to reason when lots of people disappear, a whole lot of problems go away, right? You fucking bet. Okay, we should do the fake choice. Should we do the fake choice thing again? It's what you come to expect from me after all. And just like you, I hate letting my fans down. Almost as much as I hate letting my aunties off the hook. So what are the possibilities at this juncture? Not that it fucking matters, because you know I'm just gonna lock the thing again. But let's just agree to humor each other one more time. Wait! On second thought, call off the hater purge you just ordered like a weak bitch. Boo-hoo-hoo, innocent people will die. Just forget you ever dreamt you were any sort of hard ass and go crying back to your mommy in her grave like a scared little piss baby. I'm sure the world will understand. Or you could embrace your destiny. Realize, like so many other great conquerors before you, that this is simply what it takes. So, this narrator has some very heavy bias. Spare these worms not a single precious thought beyond the moment you gave that order. I mean, you can go ahead, Phoenix, but like, we all know that this choice is not an actual choice. Piss baby? Okay. Call off purge. And once again, increasingly... Yeah, every single new interlude, there's an extra animation on top of locking up those options, and this was the final one there. Tight, locked up in chests. Yeah, we all know the drill now. Meaningful choices in this story can only be unlocked by a true successor, and that's still not you. Not quite yet. You're so damn close, though. It's like Riotous was just saying. You're really speedrunning this shit. Running so fast almost seems like you're outrunning your own ability to stop, think, and make real decisions. Ha 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 ha. Maybe once you figure out how to do that, it'll all finally click. The missing piece will fall into place, and that successor status which you've fallen just short of for so long, it'll finally be yours, won't it? Well, I just gave the whole fucking thing away, didn't I? LMAO, whatever. See you again soon, Jen. Is Z the narrator? Good question. We don't know who this is. I've seen theories that it's Riotous. I've seen theories that it's future Z. I've seen theories that it is Z's dad. We do not know for sure. Theories welcome in chat, though. I've been leaning, once I saw someone say, oh, it's Future Z, I was like, oh. Like, the cadence kind of matches. But also, yeah. Also, this statement, like, see you again soon, Jen. Why would she call herself the name that, like, they don't want to be called? It's Goku. Yeah. Like, they've pretty far distanced themselves from being called Jen. Like the end of a letter where you sign your name. Yeah. But whoever it is, that's all from them for now. Chapter 8 of 9, Grinch Heart. And as we watch the sword of Damocles sink lower and lower into that constellation. Oh, that's true. They did also refer to Riotous in third person in one of the... earlier on in this one, right? So we're doing another time jump. 1 month later. As usual, we're starting with an Instagram update. The brand hasn't been doing too badly these days. In fact, it would be hard to imagine how it could be doing any better, considering your account now has more followers than any other account in the world, short of Instagram itself. But even then, with @Instagram sitting at 358 million, you aren't too far behind passing that milestone either. With 338 million. Late August by your tally. Yeah, I think that's about right. And you don't see much standing in your way of that feat, seeing as you recently made short work of other names you once thought untouchable. It was 35 days ago you dealt with Joculine and ordered the Great Summer Purge of 2020 later that night. While your covert ops people all over the world were quietly mowing down the haters and the antis, your brand was busy zipping past the top accounts. In the final week of July, it was Kim Kardashian, then Selena Gomez, and Kylie Jenner. 3 queens who you're quite sure you never bothered to bat an eye at. 3 queens who you're quite sure would never bother to bat an eye at a pest like you. How quickly they've been reduced to relative obscurity and poverty compared to you. You doubt you'd even answer a text message from any of them at this point. Days later, you'd topple actor and professional wrestler Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, followed shortly by a musician and actress named Ariana Grande. Impressive milestones to pass for sure, but by then you weren't even paying attention to them. Your eyes were squarely locked on the number 1 spot, held by legendary footballer Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, good decision maker, Z. You're taking notes. Yeah. You had never heard of him since you know nothing of soccer, but he's a good-looking guy, and you made sure to blow him a kiss as you passed him. None of this is personal, unless they make it personal, in which case you have ways of dealing with that. I don't like how ominous that is. I mean, like, we know clearly that they're using certain methods of dealing with things. And then you mostly checked out of observing the rise, letting almost another 100 million followers pile on top of that. The feeding frenzy fueling your brand is practically on autopilot now, and is undeniably political. Everyone in the world wants to keep an eye on the clown girl who somehow has her boot on the face of a hapless, disease-stricken, failed state known as America. But you're still somewhat taken aback by the continued success of your account, considering you don't post nearly as much content as you used to. It was once the most critical priority, pushing that content out every day. It was the sole driver of the numbers, whereas now the movement is, along with the geopolitical complexity resulting from your every move. Just as well. Producing a broad range of engaging social media content is a chore you really don't need, since you've got a rogue state to run. Rather than carefully planning shoots and crafting the perfect aesthetic as you once did, you've mostly been getting by posing near all your sick and very expensive contraband. Fortunately, your subscribers seem more than appeased by these offerings. Speaking of geopolitical complexity. God. Joseph Stalin. I mean, called himself clown boner. God. While a cold civil war has been simmering under the surface of daily American life since your treaty brought open hostilities to a relative standstill, there has been no such peace in many nations around the world. The Jubilite craze transcends culture and language barriers, and some countries have gone crazier with it than others. The media is mostly abuzz with the events of last week, which saw the fall of the Russian government. Jubilites ransacked the Kremlin and now have full control over the military. This was surprising to you. A Russian coup somehow wasn't on your radar at all, but you guess it wasn't too out of character for the nation. It was about 100 years ago these people did roughly the same thing after all. Maybe the instinct for leftist revolution passed on by their ancestors was activated by your radical clown messaging. Maybe it was in their blood all along, and that's why their shitty regime was the first to fall. But many other countries don't seem far behind and appear to be on the brink of collapse too, as the rowdy Jubilite factions continue to swell. If America is to share the same fate, it won't happen like it just did in Russia. America's brand of imperialism and capitalism was built to take a beating, designed to bring the whole world down with it if it's ever truly threatened. So however you play this, you'll need to tread very carefully. You'll need to prepare a good strategy, especially since if anything goes wrong, the backlash will be felt first and most fiercely by your tiny summer colony. In short, you'll need to prepare for war. So preparing for war is exactly what you've been doing this month. Hello, Biangle. Welcome. Whoops, did they do terrorism? Oh yeah, no, they have been doing that. Hello, Carencio. This is so, yeah, we'll have lots of time to talk about this shit. Yeah, thank you for the raid. You have fully militarized the former island of Nantucket. With your advanced Praxis method still in full effect even without Joculine's oversight, the state of New Whimsify has amassed nearly $1 trillion in hard assets and several trillion more in soft assets. Joker moment. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's them! There's Mizzlebip! There's Mizzlebip. They're here. Bastard spotted. Has yet to release the final chapter, right? Yeah, no final chapter. Began to give you pause. I was questioning these choices for most of this time. But yeah, this chapter, like, I think this is my favorite of all of them. Because the breakdown of everything is so excellent. Of the manifesto, yeah, I don't think that the whole thing is out there yet. That's the impression that I got. They haven't really focused too much on giving us a play-by-play of exactly when each thing has been released. But, yeah, just stockpiling and militarizing. The only one is Hussie to release the real manifesto. I am certainly curious if it is a thing that fully exists. The tabulation of these resources has never been an exact science, but then economists probably run into similar difficulties assessing the true extent of an entire nation's economic value, and that roughly describes the nature of your global movement now. It's a nation rivaling the GNI? Is that a... I didn't Google what the fuck that stands for. Nation's money? Yeah, let me... Global something, something, something. Gross national product. Yeah, I googled GNI Def and I'm getting gross national income. So, close enough. Yeah, gross national income. And that roughly describes the nature of your global movement now. It's a nation rivaling the gross national income of many industrialized countries, and its population and assets spread out, and with its population and assets spread out across every country in the world. And that's pretty cool, you think. But that doesn't mean you're getting complacent. You have no intention of letting these assets go to waste. Counted among your hard assets are many tangible acquisitions, including caches of weapons, vehicles, fuel, all the supplies of war, and many other staples of societal self-sufficiency, stashed in every nation you could name. You're still reeling from the end? Mm-hmm. Oh, such a good chapter. Mizzlebip, what are you doing? Mizzlebip is an excellent flight pilot. Thank you very much, as we'll see soon. All conceivable contraband necessary for a burgeoning global paramilitary organization, and then some. Much of this equipment has ended up on your island. Mizzlebip has vehicle proficiencies maxed out. Yes. Mizzlebip is a fantastic helicopter pilot. You've established relationships with military contracting companies, which once viewed you with great suspicion due to your adversarial nature with their richest client, the US government. Mizzlebip can do whatever she wants to. Fuck yeah. But recently they've become exponentially easier to do business with. You're discovering their allegiance turns out to be quite fungible when the executives start smelling money, or even more intoxicatingly, a sea change in the entire world order. It's nothing you'll ever see covered in the media, but the moment Russia was seized by Jubilites, virtually the entire global economic order went into motion behind the scenes, beginning to rearrange itself to hedge all the bets. No one really knows who will come out on top of all this, and strangely, most of these people barely even care. They just don't want to be left holding the bag if they didn't bet on the winner. They all remind you of Abby's dad, who found new religion through Biden once his money started feeling sad. Plutocrats, oligarchs, financiers, and war profiteers are always unknowingly eager to find new rings to kiss, and the newer and shinier the ring is, the faster they run to kiss it. You've just discovered another echelon of simps. It's simps all the way up society's ladder, and the higher they climb, the harder they simp. And so the transactions began to flow. A few fighter jets here, some anti-aircraft missiles there. Much of this war junk, to your surprise, actually came gratis. Friendly, appetizing lost leaders to grease the wheels, meant to establish a good business rapport with a young and stylish up-and-coming warlord. The only warlord in human history with an absolutely fire Insta. Few outcomes leave you gobsmacked these days, but you have to admit, watching military companies tripping over themselves to give you billions of dollars worth of free shit is pretty high up on the list. And here's some more military shit, kindly planted all around their house. Yeah, fucking... Yeah, it's all good. Oh, Tavros Pester Quest. I have opinions about that. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Well, yeah, because that's the correct way to pronounce it. I think. Horse spotted. Yes, horse spotted out by the pool. Speaking of out by the pool, yes, there's D. Clussy and How do I pronounce... Reinder? That's how I pronounce it. Reinder. I reinder my videos. Z reinventing imperialism to oppose imperialism. Yeah, see, okay, so that's a whole other conversation here about, like, the way that this is being... Like, they're still essentially, like... recursive hello, and thank you for typing those words out without phonetic spelling. Much appreciated. Cis cam. Ugh. Ew. Chamomile giddy up. Yep. Hussie and chamomile giddy up, hanging out with a horse. But yeah, Z's like, you know, becoming all of the things that they supposedly were aiming to fight against in the beginning. And, you know, in the meantime, all of the, like, amassing all of this money to wave it around and manipulate the system is, like, they're not doing anything to get rid of the system. They're just working within it as much as they're, like, not working within the system of law. They're still working within the tools of the system of capitalism. You know what I mean? Can't airstrike the master's house. The master's air to surface missile. But anyway, Joculine was also very much thinking like capitalist as well. And some of that is addressed in the upcoming conversation. But yeah, like that's you know, that's one of the many holes to poke in the way that they're, you know, going about all this. Of course, obligatory Andrew Hussie petting horse panel. On the home front, your inner circle has become considerably more insular and well-vetted. A new right hand has emerged, a loyal and quiet clown named Mizzlebip. She's been in Ring 3 from the very beginning, and her diligent, no-nonsense service has earned your trust. Saying you won't cross that line always means that you'll cross it. Yeah, the pattern is Z being like, no, we good, and then being like, well, actually... Wait, she sells seashells by the seashore, but the value of these shells must fall due to the laws of supply and demand. No one wants to buy shells because there's tons in the sand. Interesting. Twist on that tongue twister. She's not a bad helicopter pilot either, considering she just started figuring it out this week after the new shipment of Apaches arrived. Oh, dear sweet Abby. But even that paranoia makes your inner circle shrink. Your revenge list grows. Since the night your purge was issued, your assassins have been working steadily, and the body count has grown steeper. Abby, of course, wants nothing to do with this. No shit. Lalonde energy here. Oh god, you're so fucking right. Yeah, this room, the vibes in this room are major Lalonde energy. Oof. Though she's retired from any formal position in the organization, she still hangs around the house since she has nothing else to do and nowhere else to go. She just keeps herself distracted with her personal projects, which have been going about as well as anything else with the Jubilite craze lately. She's been working directly with the guy you'll never stop referring to as Rat Monster, even though that's not his name anymore. He and his bandmates have effectively taken control of South Korea and are currently in negotiations with the previous government over how to handle the full transition of power. And you can just barely see there's like heavily pixelated clown makeup on all of them. Unlike the raucous, wantonly clownish spectacle that took place in Russia recently, their revolution has been elegant and friendly, just like the boys themselves. The Korean government almost seems flattered that the boys have offered to take over. most of the country seems to be completely ecstatic about it. Inside, you find Abby in her usual spot carved out of the hovel that has become her summer home's once posh living room. You observe that it looks much more similar to your old apartment's depression nest than it does to her parents' original interior decorating scheme. Empty bottles are everywhere. You'd be surprised if there was anything left in her previously decadent wine cellar. You shudder to think where some of these vintages came from. The Nantucket Stop and Shop? Yikes. She also seems to have taken to vaping weed and listening to loud music almost constantly. Whatever gets her through the days, you guess. Okay, so this is the start of a really intense conversation, and it's a long one, and it's almost midnight, so we're gonna break a little early. But, yes. You could have pat on this note anyway. His name is David Hasselhoff. Fade into the distance for now. Nightmare blunt rotation. Oh god, what did you just link? What did you just link, Olive? Ren, Money Game Part 2. I will have to watch this later. But yeah, I can't believe BTS did socialism right. Oh my god. Yeah, so BTS came out on top here, but that's not the story we're here for. Yeah, so we're gonna take 5 early so that we can do this whole conversation in one strong go. She should just be taking notes from them. Instead of just calling them wimps. Maybe it'll be more relevant? I don't know. Maybe it will be more relevant to the end, but yeah, at present, love what Abby's about to do here. Yeah, this is, from here out, is why this chapter is my favorite of all of them. Oh, request break song. Okay. Will do. Please don't get me a copyright strike, though. Fingers crossed that this will not get me a copyright strike, but we'll play. Worried she'd shut down instead? I mean, arguably, she pretty much has. Like, she's just lost her fucks. Thank you for the support, Bangle. Greatly appreciate your continued subscriptions, continued support. Good luck on the copyright. Thank you. Yeah, that does remind me, though, I do need to go in and turn the sound off for a hot minute. Pop that break text up on the screen, and we shall be back. Hello, everyone. I am back. Yeah, thank you, Aleph, for the break song recommendation. That was a really fucking excellent song. And the video, too. I would really encourage y'all to go check the video for that one as well. It's got the lyrics on screen, which I also found helpful. I regret not putting the video on screen properly, actually. But yeah, excellent song, very relevant to our discussions before and the conversation that's about to happen. Do I think Mizzlebip will commit atrocities? Mizzlebip can't commit any atrocities she wants. I mean, like, Mizzlebip is Z's official right-hand person, so I think that Mizzlebip has committed many atrocities just by virtue of that status. But let me see. We'll get this break text off the screen. We'll get the volume back up on this game. Okay. Time to get into the heavy business. Abby. Abby! Huh? Can you turn that down? I need to think about strategy. Yeah, sure. Of course, Clark Powell's in the works. Pause. Up, down she goes. Seems kind of early for you to be this wasted. Sorry, I just hardly have anything to do anymore. I can't be on social media. There's nothing to do in town except, like, hang out with crazy people who treat me weird because of my celebrity. Also, this whole island is a cesspit of coronavirus, and I don't want to be contributing to that scene. They did start as a war criminal. Yeah, that sure became a fucking problem, didn't it? But it's also a problem everywhere in this shitty country, so... Okay, kind of an easy target to blame the anarchists of Clown Island for losing control of a disease that the most powerful nation on Earth lost control of months ago. Oh, believe me, I'm aware. That's why if I ever really wanted to leave this place, I'm not sure where I'd even go. America is hell, and I'm pretty sure I'm on the most wanted terror list by now. This is a pre-vaccine timeline? Well, yeah, this is like 1 year ago. But, yeah, remember, COVID didn't stop existing, even though it hasn't been talked about in a few chapters. Super didn't stop existing. Well, what about Korea? Your boy Rat Monster could always grant you asylum. Doesn't he basically run that whole fucking country now? I think so? The political situation there is confusing. I think he's working out some sort of deal with the existing government. A treaty of some sort, kind of like what you did. Oh yeah, it sounds like he's well on his way to just being the de facto president. That's how these things go. With the support he has, I'm sure the old government will be vestigial in no time. Yeah, I have no idea. I haven't talked to him in a while. He's too busy, and I don't want to bug him. It's one thing for me to encourage a coup initially, but now that it has a life of its own, I don't actually know anything about politics. I can't help these guys anymore. At the end of the day, I'm just an overzealous fangirl who got carried away. Yeah, in the beginning, like, half of them wore masks, and now none of them do. Ha ha ha. Ugh. Toward the end, you need to be able to smell the clown secretions. Yeah, American lockdown. Oh my god. Y'all. Oh my god. Ontario is a hot fucking mess right now. That's all there is to say on that. Numbers are wild. And our premier decided that giving the fucking cops power to harass people in the streets and ask them why they're out of their house and, like, fine them if they don't tell them their fucking home address and why they're outside. Like, no, I will not, Aleph. What's it called? I lost my train of thought now. God. Right, he finally retracted that statement, the policy statement, like a few hours ago or something, but, like, holy shit. He really was like, before even considering things like paid sick leave or paid time off to get vaccinated or anything like that, he just decided to throw more cops at the problem, as if that would help fucking anything. Anyway, whatever. This is... I could rant about that for a while. We should get back to the story. But there's a hot fucking mess happening up here, and that's that on that. Abby, overzealous fangirl who got carried away. Next. So that's a no on South Korean asylum? Damn. I guess I should cross it off my list too if the shit gets too hot. I don't know if it's a no. I don't know anything. It still feels completely insane to me I was talking to them at all. I would feel presumptuous asking them to protect me from the full wrath of the American government. I guess there's always Fiji. Huh? That was my original getaway location, remember? Before I even came here? Oh, yeah. Sounds fucking nice, actually. Yeah, I'm not even serious about leaving. I'd be scared to, I think. We're completely surrounded. What if the plane just got shot down? I guess that's possible. Oh yeah, I saw that too. Some state governors have decided that masks aren't mandatory anymore. Oh boy. It's not like I want you to go either. With all due respect to Secretary Mizzlebub here, who has been solid as fuck. Fucking bleeding face emoji. Oh, Mizzlebub. You're still all I've got. I'd absolutely fucking lose it if you weren't here, and that probably wouldn't be good for anybody. No, it sure wouldn't. Just forget I said anything. I'll go back to my trash pile and keep vaping all this weed. Aw, come on. As long as you're here and you say you got nothing to do, why not hang out with us and help? I told you already, I'm useless politically. This is so far over my head now. It's all so insane and scary, and there are too many dead people on the news all the time, and too much stuff, and too much military-industrial stuff all over the island. I know how fucked up it all is, but saying you're useless is bullshit. You helped me so much in the beginning. None of this could have happened without you. You are very smart and trustworthy and decent. The movement only suffers without your input. But you stopped listening to my input. I said how weird I felt about killing and stuff, and you just ended up putting hits out on your entire insane list. Well, yeah, I was in a bad place that night. A bad place? How many people are dead now? Who even were those people? A broad consortium of abject filth who had it coming, but the point is, I probably wouldn't have done it if you just stuck around and kept me in line with, like, your good sense and morals or whatever. Ugh, Z, you can't put this on me! Please don't make me feel responsible for the good or bad things you do. That's why I pulled back, because it hurts too much to feel complicit in every fucked up turn this takes. Do you know what emotional abuse is? If you say you're going to hurt people unless I keep being involved and play the role of your conscience, that's what it is. Insert Mommy Fun by Penelope Scott here. Yep. Oh, damn. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have even said that. It was fucked up. Okay, look. I haven't ordered a single hit since that night. LMAO, what a thing to say. Also, is it even true? I keep hearing about shit. Well, okay, it's mostly true. More people got added to the list, but not like antis or whatever. I mean like ghastly capitalist scumbags with real blood on their hands. Okay? Nothing like what happened that night, though. I was really off the deep end. Messed up about what my creepy stalker did to your parents and having crazy visions and shit. The only reason you keep hearing about stuff happening is because the guys keep working through the list. You know how they are. You know how they are. Like a damn dog with a bone. Jesus. What? This conversation is ludicrous. This is why I backed off. Do you even know what you're saying anymore? Acting like a mass execution list you signed off on a month ago is just something out of your hands now, and your clowny death brigade will do whatever it's going to do? The things I have to read in the news. The Bezos hit. That was you, right? I mean, he was on the list, yeah. Why was he even on the list? Is that what we're really gonna do now, Abby? Shed some sad liberal tears for Jeff fucking Bezos? No! I don't give a shit about Jeff Bezos. He sucked. Exactly, so what's the problem? Do you realize that when he died, Amazon's stock price didn't even go down? It went up, actually. So he was just some stooge, a little weasel man who barely even mattered. A guy who had too much money who thought he was important. Yeah, I'm not hearing an argument for why he should still be alive. I'm not even making an argument. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say. But maybe the point is, it sounds like there are times when you don't either. I don't know, I think the statement was pretty simple. The dude was evil and had too much money because he exploited all his workers, so now he's dead, which is good. Okay, and? Then what? Are those workers still being exploited? Oh, almost certainly. So what next? How do you stop that? I'm working on it. Yeah, at least, first of all, yeah, literally a whole month to call off this operation and didn't. Leveraging my constant guilt against me, and you forced me into submission, and I would be so much less offended if you just told me to go back in the kitchen. I don't even feel good about it anymore, because you don't take the advice you fucking use me for. Yes, and that is a quote, of course, from Mommy Flend by Penelope Scott. But yeah, like, oh, shoot, could I have done that after I regained clarity of thought after my very bad day? Haha. Like, holy shit. And then, of course, here, you know, also agreeing with Abby's point here that, like, okay, so you killed this guy, but did you actually solve the problem of worker exploitation? Like, hello? Yeah, no, I wanted to anyway, I just didn't think to. Right. Like, oh god. This is all a very complicated process involving a campaign being waged on multiple fronts at once. You'd note this if you actually stayed in the loop instead of lying around stoned all day, and it's hard enough coordinating all this shit without your help, let alone when I have to contend with your liberal finger wagging. Ugh, I'm not being liberal. This isn't some lib shit, like, think about poor Jeff Bezos nonsense. What the fuck do I have to even do to prove to you that I'm not Hillary fucking Clinton? I helped you steal my parents' money to fund your socialist clown movement, and then one of your backstabbing aunties blew up their house. I hid you from the cops for weeks while you launched your brand, and then I went along with it while you planned an execution of the entire fucking police force. Then I supported you when you faked a terrorist incident to steal literally thousands of homes from the residents of this island. How much more do I have to do to show I don't have any sympathies for the evil forces we have been fighting this whole time? Can you understand that if I'm wondering where you're actually going with these insane purges of haters and rich people, it's not about some ideological reservation? It has more to do with the fact that I'm actually scared of this whole situation you've put us in. Yeah, I get that. I was never married to the idea of knocking off everybody on my shit list. I could just put in the order to halt the operation. Is that what you want? No, because you're asking me again, which means you're implicating me in the decision-making process. You're outsourcing your conscience, which means I have the responsibility to stop you from doing bad shit, and I already told you I can't take the stress of that. I see. What a fucking response. I see. God. If anything, this series was a good exploration of mental illness plaguing someone's own life in a realistic way, dare I hazard? Mood swings and impulsive actions versus, like, fucking horror movies that are like, hee schizophrenic evil, how spooky. God, yeah, poor fucking Abby. And yes, go off. I think this whole conversation is one of my favorite pieces of writing in this whole thing. Maybe we should dial it down. We're yelling in front of Mizzlebip. She's very sensitive. I don't give a fuck about Mizzlebip. Wow. Mizzlebip is just like pleading face. I'm sorry, Mizzlebip. You know what I mean. This has nothing to do with you. Okay, Mizzlebip's feelings notwithstanding, I think I see where you're coming from. You don't want to be like the angel on my shoulder or whatever. I already knew that. I was cool with you checking out. but it really sounds more like you're worried about what's going to happen to us because you don't think I have a coherent plan. Like, I'm just offing guys for the hell of it and triggering the collapse of foreign governments, which kicks ass and all, but ultimately I don't know where this is going. Is that it? Yeah, pretty much. Okay then, help me with some plans. Get involved in these meetings so you can see I have a plan. That's what we were just about to do, see? Mizzlebit brought all these fucking maps. I could just walk you through the next play to help set your mind at ease. Okay. I'll listen to whatever it is you're planning next. Is Mizzlebit just Fafetta Sprite? Oh my god, you're so fucking right. I'm gonna start every conversation with Mizzlebit feelings notwithstanding. That emoji including stated gender? Yes. Yeah, dear sweet precious pink character who doesn't talk. Yeah. Okay, so what's the next big move? So we got Martha's Vineyard right over here, right? Recent developments led me to believe that the time is ripe for an invasion. Well, not an invasion so much as an annexation. Mobilizing our ships past the naval blockade and sending aircraft over there to formally invade Martha's Vineyard would be real dicey. Turn our cold conflict into a hot one too fast. But for a couple months now, our guys have been laying the groundwork on that island in pretty much the same way they did here, but on a bigger scale. You know how it is there, it's just like here. Thousands of empty summer homes that can easily be occupied. The infiltration has already been underway. I just have to send the signal and our guys take over the whole territory more officially. Like, raise our flag, crush the police, chase them all out. Then we put out some sick content online to formalize the annexation. Show how successful it was and how easily the whole place fell. It's just as much about good propaganda as it is about expanding our territory so we can show the government we can't be contained and pushed around that easily. We'll have a lot more leverage for the next phases of the operation. So, what do you think of the plan? Are you satisfied that I have an actual strategy yet? That I'm not just bullshitting my way through this? And Abby's response? Processing. What? Oh my god! What's so funny? This is your plan to invade Martha's fucking vineyard? Not invade, annex. I don't believe this. Bitch, don't laugh. This is serious. It's a serious plan. It's fucking ridiculous. We can barely run one island as it is. Thousands of people here are sick. We're surrounded by the fucking Navy. They could shut off the power and supply chain anytime, really. Or just outright storm the island if they finally get fed up. You want another island to deal with? Yeah, why not? What about the fucking treaty? You signed a non-aggression pact and it was a miracle the government even allowed that in the first place. Believe me, I haven't forgotten about that piece of shit treaty. And it wasn't a miracle. It was just a lie. Something the government used to buy them some time while they figured out the best way to wipe us out while diffusing the ticking time bomb all the mainland Jubilites represent. They have no intention of honoring the treaty in the long run. When has America ever bothered with that? So I'm just doing what I always do. The best defense, no, the only defense, is to always stay on offense. I'm preparing in advance for the moment they rip the treaty up. It'll encourage Jubilites everywhere to stake more claim over the rest of the country if we can secure more territory for the homeland. Homeland? Z, you moved here 3 years ago. You know what I mean. It wasn't even the homeland of the people we just kicked out. Nantucket is a native word. If we start talking about things this way, aren't we just like doing the things we said were bad? I don't know, I think I'm losing the plot here. Yeah, yet more excellent points, thank you, Abby. the homeland because the implications. It's perfectly simple. Yes, American imperialism is evil, so we are taking a stand against it. And the only way to do that is to capture and repurpose territory in order to weaken America. And this must be done even if we are not the original inhabitants of the land, because we have no choice. You fucking sure about that? Otherwise, we'd have to sit back and say, go ahead, keep being evil, America, because we're all too much of a bunch of pussies to claim anything for ourselves. Get it? I use the stone to destroy the stone, but imperialism. Yes, I do, but are you really telling me you don't see any humor or absurdity in the fact that you're in my living room with a bunch of fucking maps plotting an invasion, or, excuse me, an annexation of Martha's fucking vineyard? A few months ago, you were struggling to wake up before 3 p.m. and cringe post on TikTok. Yeah, well, I pulled my shit together, largely in thanks to you, in case you forgot. And actually, no, I don't see anything that funny about my annexation plans. It's serious shit. I'm fighting for our lives here. Why are you having a sudden attack of self-awareness and calling all this funny? It's not funny. You don't have to contribute to our planning sessions if you don't want to, but don't start treating me like a joke. I own fucking helicopters, bitch. The kind with fucking missiles. I got, like, anti-aircraft jams all over this fucking island. I'm moving billions of dollars of deadly hardware around. Tanks and shit. Oh my god, that whole statement is just like... I'm trying to think of a good comparison, but I just, like... My brain is short-circuiting. Psycholonials, yeah. Psychic domination of the entire planet. These cringe faces, filters, and emoji. Yeah, don't treat me as a joke. Okay, Joker. I have a sword. It's sharp and cool, and it's a sword. Oh. Stop laughing! No one else in the world is laughing at me, and they're all afraid of what I'm gonna do, and the ones who aren't are on pins and fucking needles anticipating my next move with zealous devotion. Fucking Russia fell, you silly bitch. God. Just like the use of the phrase silly bitch in like a serious context. Let me try that again. Fucking Russia fell, you silly bitch. You know who did that? Me. I did that. Do you have any idea how many nuclear weapons Russia has? Something like 7,000. I looked it up. Now I'm the one who controls the nukes. Do you actually, though? Yeah. Why wouldn't I? The Sectarian Jubilite movement in Russia looks to me for leadership. I've talked to those guys. They love me over there. They're just like my American fans. It's a whole army of simps who would do anything I said. Okay, and have you actually put that to the test? I mean, not yet. I've been fucking busy here. What would I even tell them to do? That's a pretty good question. Seems like a question for someone who was just bragging about assuming full control over Russia should be able to answer. I don't think you really get how this works. I'm the supreme honk effects of a global movement. Oh god, seriously? See, that's another kind of tipping point in Z's character. Where she used to be like, oh god, don't fucking call me that. And now she's like, I am the supreme honk effects. How dare you talk down to me? Like, oh my god. Oh. I am the supreme honk effects of a global movement. I need to be able to delegate. Like, let the Russian guys figure shit out over there because I don't really know how anything works there. But you were just saying you're the one that can... I need a minute. Okay. But you were just saying you're the one who controls that country now and all their nukes. Seriously, what would you even plan on doing with those nukes? Like, nothing. That's what you're fucking supposed to do with them. Just let them sit there menacingly. It's about deterrence and shit. Didn't you play Metal Gear? Is that what that game's about? I thought it was just a super long yaoi series. Well, of course it is, but it's also about that. I would never use nukes. Always Sunny theme begins to play. Oh my god, if that's how the fucking last chapter ends, I'll flip my shit. I'm not trying to mess with you here. I'm just trying to follow whatever your logic is. You control Russia and its nukes, but you won't use those nukes because obviously that's insane. So what does controlling that country even mean? How are you using that to your advantage to defend us from American aggression? Well, first of all, now if the US wants to attack us, it's almost like they're attacking Russia, right? They have to consider global retaliation possibilities, like any basic geopolitical alliance. Sure, but if you keep escalating with the US government, have you really thought about what that alliance means? There's a reason Russia and all its nukes never fucked with America, because if they tried, it would be a huge mess, like World War III. Then the nukes might start going off, and if that happens, everybody loses. So it seems like all you're really doing here is creating situations that are increasingly elaborate stalemates. Yeah, I think you've just fucking described the basic objective of international politics throughout all of world history. I still don't know what your point is. You also seem to be taking it as a given that the coups in Russia and everywhere else are resulting in stable situations. Are you even sure about that? Now that you have a bunch of loyal clowns occupying the Kremlin or whatever, do you have any idea what sort of government they're going to establish? Yeah? A better one? God. Yeah, the objective of politics isn't stressful fraught stalemates. I know, like, holy shit. Is there a president? Do they have a parliament or something? Is there a constitution? Yeah, the Jubilite manifesto. Your manifesto doesn't even say anything about running a country. It's mostly just a bunch of absurd clown lore that came from your dreams, a lot of esoteric gender theory, half of which we both pulled out of our ass one day, and a detailed manual on how to prank rich people out of their money. There's nothing at all about governance or how to actually apply our socialist ideas in the form of a coherent state that emerges from the vacuum after all these revolutions you're causing. Did you even think about any of this? Of course I didn't, because my fucking clown manifesto wasn't supposed to make me accidentally take over the world. It was just some preposterous shit I wrote for fun, and also possibly because I'm super fucked up and have brain problems. And one thing led to another, so all I could ever do was focus on survival. I haven't even had time to think about what the best way to manage society would be. The forces we're fighting won't even give us time to think about it. I feel like I can't even breathe. The stuff we're up against is suffocating. So all I can do is put my full attention on trying to defeat them. Once we've achieved total victory, there will be plenty of time to sort out how to run governments and shit. But all that is happening now. Other collapsing countries literally need those answers right now, or fucking what? You're still laughing. Why are you laughing at me? I'm sorry. I can't help it. I think I had too much weed and this situation is just... I can't even handle this fucking conversation. To think the fate of the world hangs in the balance of whatever the fuck it is we're doing here. Oh. I'm just gonna take a second to get caught up with chat. Oh, we have an image link. Also, I need to catch my fucking breath. Gay nerds fighting. Increasingly stressful stalemates that result in death. That's what war is. Interesting dive on mental illness. Yeah, the epiphany. There it is. Oh god, and uwus. At this point in the... Okay, fine. Okay. Yoda Midnight Snack meme going back for more weed. 5-hour stream. God. Okay. Yeah, so I guess they're just gonna ruin the seriousness of this whole speech. But also, like, you know, the wording itself is just like... Okay, I've had water. Let's uwu a little bit of this. Stop laughing at me! That's so fucking uncool. Okay, maybe I don't have a perfect post-revolution plan, but so fucking what? That doesn't take anything away from what I've accomplished here. I fucked around a bit this summer and practically brought the whole world to its knees. Do you have any idea how shitty this country was? How bad life was for people who don't have billionaire parents? Have you even grasped yet how this pandemic exposed we were already living in a failed state? Well, who the fuck is doing anything about it? Obama? His rapey sidekick grandpa? Your K-pop boys? Nobody was. I'm the one who had to kick the shit out of this country. I'm the one who lit a fire when everyone's asked to whip our capitalist nightmare state apart, while all the other weaklings were content to wait around for a useless election to solve our problems. And now you, of all people, who helped me do all this, have the audacity to laugh at me like I'm some shitty child throwing a tantrum? Well, fuck this. So what if I am throwing a tantrum? Fuck these maps. Fuck Martha's Vineyard. You're fucking white. I don't need to plan a fucking annexation. When I want Martha's fucking vineyard, I'll snap my fingers and Martha's vineyard will be fucking mine. Do you even know who you're dealing with? Does anybody fucking know yet? I am Z. I am the successor to Riotus, the world queen of the Jubilites. I am conquering this pathetic planet 100 times faster than even he managed to. And you know what the funny... And what, you want to know the funny thing, dear Abigail? It wasn't even hard. Woo! Now that is indeed quite a tantrum. At this point in the argument, actually, yeah. Only Z wooing and Abby talking normal. You know, yeah, that was a terrible way to... Yeah, Abby doesn't even, like, say anything else for the rest of the scene. Like, this is, like... We are done here. What a conversation. Yeah, I think that's that's definitely one of, if not my favorite conversation. And, like, this whole... It's just so good. Abby, But yeah, I'm gonna say that's uwus for now, actually. That's efficient. Efficient? That's not the word I was looking for. Enough, I guess. Just enough uwus for now. Sufficient. That's the word I was looking for. That's sufficient uwus for now. Z, I'm sorry for laughing at you. You're right. There's no point in asking all these questions now. I should have brought this up a lot earlier, back when we could have made better plans for the aftermath of all this. I was just as caught up in it as you were. It was fun, Z. the most fun I've ever had with anyone. I didn't want to ruin it with stuff like moral confrontations or whatever. I think mostly I was doing it because I did it because I just wanted you to like me. Oh, Abby. Mizzlebip. Oh my god. It broke you? I know, me too. Scene change. You hear a distant explosion somewhere. Uh-oh. What's going on over there? Oh shit, the power's out. Mizzlebip, check if the blackout is only here or the whole island. This better not be what I fucking think it is. She indicates her phone isn't getting any internet service. Fuck. What's happening? They might be making their move. If that's what's going on, then they're going for it a lot sooner than I thought they would. Who? Who do you think? The fucking government. Gotta switch to our satellite internet backup system. Need to figure out what's happening on the rest of the island. Mizzlebip, come give me a hint. Boom, that is a lot closer of an explosion. Oh, and that took down... That knocked over one fellow and took out another. I love this, like, incredibly shitty, like, Z-sprite turned sideways here. And yes, the Abby pose is also familiar. And... boom, blowing up another one of their anti-aircraft missiles and taking a few more Jubilites out with it. What the fuck is happening? I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't be within pissing distance of a naval blockade. Yeah. A group of hostile Jubilites appear to be the aggressors here. A pack of familiar clowns you haven't seen in a while. Not since tightening up your inner circle. Your guards spring into action, defending the compound. Yep, familiar faces indeed. They are firing. If we pull back, they got backup. Ah! Abby, get somewhere safe. Safe? Where? Head to the basement. I'll take care of this. Get the fuck off me. Yeah. Mizzlebip just, like, lying on the ground. Martyring Jacqueline. Yes. But there is more to it. Okay. So... Z is loading up. And off they go. The music is amazing in this. Ah. It is a fucking Flare remix. they've got their own whole uniformed folks coming in from the side. And there is the tossing him back up a stair there. Ooh, there, down goes one. Ooh, down goes another. Retreating through the house to the action in the backyard. No, not chamomile giddy up. Andrew fucking Hussie hopping in front of the horse and doing the fucking animation, floppy animation from fucking Homestuck. God, the carnage of this. And like, where the fuck did Z get all this combat training? Like, just an aside, where the fuck is all of this coming from? Both the writer and the streamer died. So we gotta remember there's one. Oh, that drop with Mizzlewhip coming in with the rainbow, like, oh my god. You didn't notice the halo of emojis? Oh yes. And remember that gun that was haphazardly tossed into the air? Boom. Whew. So, holy shit. Let me just double check chat here. I feel like I probably missed a few things. Seeing a bunch of literal clowns fighting each other to the death really underscores how ridiculous this shit is. Oh yeah. Yeah, the fucking like fighting game combos with a yaoi paddle of all things. Rage in action. Training? This is rage in action. This was when you became convinced that literally every character would die by chapter 9. True. Like, we can talk more chapter 9 theories when we get to the end, but like, that's definitely one of them. Revolver Ocelot. See, I really don't know shit about Metal Gear, but there's tons of references in here. I know that much. Yeah, here are some of the atrocities. We were talking earlier, but has Mizzlebib committed atrocities? Well, here's one. Masculine moving motion? Maybe? I want you to know when came about the Z reacted by throwing her whole grenade belt. I was like, yeah, the gun flipping was revolver also loud. God, okay. We haven't even gotten to the worst of the tragedies yet. That being... Okay, not quite this. But this one's still there. Who put you up to this? Yep, reaching for the gun. Down comes Mizzlebip. Yeah, I thought this was going to be the end chapter, but no. There is more. We're going to have to take another break. Scream. Oh, Abby. You hear screaming. It's Abby. Sounds like it's coming from outside the house. Oh God, you hope she's not hurt. And this is the biggest tragedy of this whole fucking chapter. They got David Hasselhoff. He's fucking dead, y'all. Yeah, cast list. We'll do the cast list at the end. That's kind of the routine. We look at the cast list at the end. Abby! Thank God you're okay. Oh God, your horse. Abby, I'm so... Please, I can't. Just stay back. You can't do this, Z. You have to stop pulling me back in. Can't you see this is ruining me? I'm losing everything. My parents, my house, my poor horse. I think I even lost you. You're still here, but you're not. I lost the person you used to be to this insanity, and now I have to go. What? Where? No, please don't, Abby. I'm leaving the island right now. I have to go. I'll take a jet to South Korea. I don't even care if they'll grant me asylum. My heart can't take another second of this. Abby. Goodbye, Z. Oh, my heart. It double broke you. Yeah. Oh. And the psychic damage is reaching the critical zone. This is absolutely gonna bottom it in the last chapter. Like, that's, you know, talking last chapter theories. Like... Yeah, it's flashing. It is at critical point. It is so gonna bottom at next chapter, and I'm a little terrified of what that's gonna mean. I'm sorry, David. I failed you. I failed Abby. I failed everybody on this island. Maybe everyone in the world. I'm so sad. I can't take this. I should probably just go with her, shouldn't I? And, who did this to you? Who did all of this? It was a fucking mutiny, but how did this start? Fucked up things how much we have no idea what it means for the meter to bottom out. Riotous would have some reassuring words. Oh boy, wouldn't he? Ugh. Who's the rat? And here comes Mizzlebip with the answer to the question. Mizzlebip informs you she found this on the body of one of the mutinous clowns. She meekly asks you if you have any idea what it could mean. CIA. CIA plant. Never mind. I'm not going anywhere. Later, the sun has gone down, and Abby's house is all but lost to the fire. But not before you and Mizzlebip rescued some needed equipment and retreated to the horse barn. I'll assume that Z psychic damage meter is harming Z, but actually, how much psychic damage can they inflict? Yeah. Z's becoming more fucked up and evil. Z bottoming out the psychic damage meter means they can inflict world-ending psychic damage. Loosely drawing a parallel between the psychic damage meter draining and Z's tripped-out JPEG-saturated visuals getting more frequent and intense. True. You've hooked up the satellite internet dish and router up to a portable power source. Mizzlebip offers her phone's backup battery, which still had enough juice to power the setup for a while. This allowed you to spend some time catching up online with what just happened. You communicate with others on the island who've rigged similar setups. It's as you thought. The government blew the underwater lines that power everything here. They detonated bombs on this side of the water, which means there could be any number of operatives deployed, not just the ones you and Mizzlebip took out. You find it utterly contemptible. The CIA? They're up to their old shit, embedding agents in enemy countries, engaging in subversive activity, trying to topple governments from within. You should have known this would be the play. You just didn't think they'd be this blatantly aggressive this soon. They're breaking the treaty a lot earlier than you thought they would. Well, that's a decision that will come with a steep price. You scrap all your plans. Everything about the carefully plotted annexation of Martha's Vineyard, all your patient long game stuff, every bit of it is going in the garbage. You're about to start winging it. During this entire campaign, you've always felt at your most powerful when you're improvising, when your survival instincts are kicking in. That's when your enemies have always had the most to fear, and tonight will be no exception. You begin relaying messages to everyone on the island who has a connection. You tell them to get the word out wherever they can that she's going to be addressing everyone in person. You target the local high school, which has been vacant for months. You notice on the map it has a football field with bleachers. This should be perfect. Was Joculina psyop too? I don't know. I guess now that we know this, it's a possibility. But yeah, I don't know. By habit, you open your ongoing text message with Ring 3, but quickly close it. No use texting a bunch of dead clowns, half of which turned out to be traitors. You work your way further down the chain of command and give everyone the message to spread. Meet at the field at midnight. Light it up with whatever they've got. Headlights and bonfires. Mizzlebip will stream what you say via satellite. You will speak to your people when they need you most. You will speak to the entire world. Half the Ring 3 plants were there from the beginning. Joculina was just a clout chaser. Yeah, either one is possible. But, we're at another major scene transition. And we're also at 1 a.m. And this is going to go on a little longer, so we're going to take another 5-minute break. And then we'll be back for Z's big speech. Hey there. Okay, let me get caught up on chat. Yeah, Z was basically completely uninvolved with operations for a while after being shot, and there was a whole, they came back from that and were kind of like, oh, things are kind of out of my control now. Yeah, especially uninvolved with the toppling of Russia. Wasn't quite the martyr here. Yeah, Jacqueline wasn't quite the martyr here, but yeah, could have been inspiration for half of Ring 3 to collaborate with the CIA. If they worked a lot closer with Jacqueline than they did with Z, then their loyalties just might lie more with Jacqueline. Jacqueline faction the first time you watched it. But yeah, no, we got some CIA involvement happening here. Okay. Let me get the sound back up for this one. And let's keep moving. Z's got a big speech to give. And off they go in their helicopter. Your eyes scan the dark landscape for the high school. It's not hard to spot at all from a great distance. Looks like they got the message. The field is full of clowns fervently anticipating the arrival of their supreme Honkifax. Even from 1,000 feet above, you can tell the atmosphere is electric. Little more is important than the skillful implementation of theatrics, as this nation is about to be rudely reminded. So, helicopter landing way over there, and Z's taking a walk in, and we get a nice slow view of Z's journey to the stage. Landing in a graveyard. An interesting choice. A telling choice, symbolically. Sneaking in from the back. Vito Capizzo Stadium. And look at all those faces. Oh, that transition was so good. Okay. Gonna take a deep breath in some water, and then let's whew. The United States of America has begun its siege against us. They cut the power, shrouding the island in darkness. But does this football field look dark to you? You brought your own fire to the field, flooded the pitch with your high beams, and I can see you. I can see all of you. And so can the world. They actually believe that this will work. They believe we will cower. They believe we will whimper and then snap at each other like dogs and fight amongst ourselves. That our resolve will deteriorate. That we will tuck our tails and run the moment we lose electricity. I hit the wrong button. It's fine. The moment we can't check our phones all day. The moment we are forced to log off. That is how much they think of us. That is what they think we're made of. That the moment we wonder about the future of our ability to eat, the moment we fear the walls will close in and their troops will storm our shores, they think our fears will cause our members to peel off, scatter and disband while the rest of us watch our depleting ranks get back in their boats and fuck off back home. But they forgot to take one thing into consideration. This is our home now. They believe we are afraid, but I am standing in front of you all for the first time, and I don't see any fear here. I see only determination. Don't you understand how much they tip their hands? When they show how much they think we will fear them, it's for one reason only. It's because they are the ones who are afraid. They project their fear of what we stand for onto us, and because they see their own fear in us, they presume we will shatter under the very kind of pressure that they know would shatter them. You hear how they talk about us in the corporate media? You see the stories, the contemptuous tone, the fucking finger wagging. They look at our gatherings from their aerial footage, spy on us from the safety of their studios insulated by their enormous salaries. And they judge and they scold. They say, look at these fools. Shouldn't they be sheltering in place like the rest of the country? Well, I mean, protecting yourself from COVID is a good idea. Shouldn't they be getting ready to vote in another hollow election? Shouldn't they just be going home and restoring the country to the very sense of order and comfort that was fucking lost? The order and comfort that never even fucking existed? But look at our situation. What choice do we have but to gather together when faced with our own annihilation? How convenient it is for rich media personalities and political hacks to sit there in hypocritical reprimand, telling us we all need to stay apart, when their own genocidal response to this pandemic has shown us all how badly the vermin who hold power need to be overthrown. There's this stupid fucking landmark in America, a place kids go on field trips to see, pretty close to where I grew up. It's called Plymouth Rock. I remember when I went to see it, what I felt. I thought, that's it? It's fucking tiny. You picture the Rock of Gibraltar or whatever. This thing's only like 6 feet wide. It's a pitiful little pellet, and that's exactly what it reminded me of. Like a fucking BB, a sad little iron ball that something like a rabbit would shit out, shoved into an antique musket and fired the fuck across the Atlantic Ocean. It embedded itself in the flesh of this land long ago, making a faint pockmark that could have healed quickly, but there's one problem. This pellet was laced with poison. It seeped through the veins of this land gradually, east to west, surging up and down through vast arteries like the Mississippi. It put rot in this soil, and we were born onto it, forced to walk it and pretend the land under our feet isn't in agony from the atrocities wrought by this poison. That's all I could think when I was a kid on my field trip to that little rock. I kept asking myself, why was this ever enshrined? But one moment. My brother found an ant. We just had to take care of that for a second. I'm so sorry for ruining the moment. Yeah, the knocking was trying to kill the ant. It's dead now. It was on my bed. Isn't that great? I love it when... No, I killed the ant. I fucking love it when little crawling things are on my fucking bed. Anyway. This whole speech is fantastic. But, yeah, like, the color changes and all of this different imagery Wolseley's giving the speech is amazing. They're right, it's fucking underwhelming. Yeah, I had to Google Plymouth Rock because that's American history, and I am Canadian. So, I needed to Google the context. Unsubscribing. Sorry, I killed an ant. Oh, what video is this? Ah, yes. Oh, they made a pandemic mix. Wait a second, this is from 6 years ago. Interesting. Okay, yeah, this is a familiar song. This has been played during break before. Sounds like it could have been part of the speech. Honestly. Anyway, let me get back to the speech. Now that there's no more ants crawling on my fucking bed, or these better not be. Okay. Regaining my composure. That's all I could think when I was a kid on my field trip to that little rock. I kept asking myself, why was this ever enshrined? But today, finally, it makes sense to me. Its enshrinement is a glaring acknowledgement of the shallow moral basis of for the so-called American experiment. Oh, thing that I said, I had to Google this, and then I didn't explain it for anyone who might also not be American. Plymouth Rock is it's a landmark marking where the first British colonizing ships landed, I believe. And where one of the first American colonies was. That, I believe, is what it is. Just from what I could glean from Wikipedia. Nothing she says here is technically wrong, it's just that what she's doing is a lot. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's, I think that's just the biohazard symbol. Yeah, it's just the specific actions that are the issue here. Like the ideological goals and ideological grievances with America that led to those actions, not the issue. They are correct and they should say it, but the actions, oh boy. Yes, it's an enshrinement for the glaring acknowledgement that of the shallow moral basis for the so-called American experiment. The size of that shitty little pebble symbolizes the moral strength of this nation's settlement and subsequent conquest. Celebrating that rock is almost like an American in-joke. And the punchline is that there's no moral basis for the establishment of this nation at all. The foundation on which America was built is diseased, rotten, and the absolute brink of societal collapse is where this fool's errand got us. I see that little pebble, and I see a fucking Grinch heart. No matter how much Whoville sings, I promise you, this is one heart that'll never grow even 1 inch bigger. So fuck that pitiful rock. But this whole island, this is our fucking rock. It's 1 billion times bigger, stronger, and rooted deep into the ocean. It's not fucking going anywhere, and neither are we. The revolution we began today has orders of magnitude more clarity and righteousness than whatever the fuck was on the minds of those raggedy, murderous settlers who washed up on these shores so long ago. So I want to make something fucking clear to whoever's listening out there. In no uncertain terms, I am now declaring it is our intention to completely and utterly destroy the United States government. We will replace this vile, corrupt, imperialistic farce known as American democracy and replace it with a mode of governance that is not intrinsically predicated on centuries of terror and genocide, and one that instead meets every need of its people without excuse or compromise. What has this nation really given you? What do you have to show for your unconditional allegiance, your patience, your sense of duty, your votes, and your good faith? All of it is rewarded by what exactly? A choice between two demented, corrupted, babbling elderly rapists? Your lifetime of devotion has earned you the honor of existing in the one nation on Earth which has far and away the worst conceivable response to a global disease which may as well be an advanced version of the fucking flu. It's a little more than an advanced version of the flu. Just a touch. These liars, frauds, conmen, and charlatans who fill the ranks of the media, corporations, political parties, and the government, these are bastard weaklings who you would continue to simp for? Enough! Give up on this failed state once and for all and join us as we rise up. To all in the government who would try to suffocate us on this island, who fear me, who want nothing more than to crush all of us here and be done with it, know this. Not a single soul on this island is who you have to worry about anymore. Who you must worry about is now everyone else in this fucking country. We are everywhere. We are pissed. We are resolute, and we will fucking destroy you. We will burn the apparatus which keeps all of you rich and powerful. We will cast those ashes into the sea, and we will rest at nothing until we have completed our mission. Jubilites of America, Jubilites of the world, make yourselves seen, make yourselves heard. This is a war I may have started, but tonight I am trusting all of you to finish it. Mic drop. Whew. The whole speech is like, yeah, it's a lot. Agretsuko vibes. Boom. And out they go. Yeah, not the audio equipment. Yeah, Gordon, it appears we've wiped out the entire United States military. And as they wander away from the lights and the crowd back into the graveyard, you've put enough distance between yourself and the football field revelry that you suddenly notice the silence. It's a disturbing silence. A loud one, like the one you noticed that fateful night 4 months ago. The noise made by the ominously humming well of satanic potential. The noise you can never hear unless you think to listen for it, and by the time you notice you're listening, it's too late. You can't stop hearing it. And once you're tuned into it, you begin noticing other sounds you can't be sure weren't there before. Like the sounds of distant aircraft becoming less distant with each passing moment. Were those military planes cruising there before? And what about those? There's always aircraft probing your island. It's nothing new. But did your speech change anything? Are these ones closing in? Are these the ones that will finally end it all? You listen more closely. You can't tell. All you can hear is the damned silence, the humming in your head going on and on since you made the mistake of noticing. The devil is humming a quiet little tune at you, almost like he's just been amused, and you doubt he's ever found much cause to express pleasure unless many, many people are about to die. So, yeah, that was like the whole time he was organizing that thing. The first time I read this too, I was like, oh my god, this is a terrible fucking idea. Because, like, you just found out there's a fucking CIA operative in the ranks. You don't know how many more of them are on the island. You know that they're ready to fucking pounce. And you're going to gather all of your people in one bright, easily spotted location, stream yourself giving a speech from said location, which also happens to be an easily locatable local landmark, while they are ready to fucking pounce. Like, oh yeah, like, wouldn't there be other insiders? I mean, like, my other thought was like, holy shit, you're standing up there in front of all these people out in the open and someone just tried to assassinate you. You think they're not going to try and do it again. I suppose being surrounded by supporters may be a deterrent to that. But hell, people could still, like, hide outside of the light in the dark bleachers. There's enough fucking guns around that they could just fucking go for it. Gonna mow them. She also thought she was gonna mow them down. Oh my god. Did she even arm her military equipment before this? Yeah, like, probably not. Anyway, we're almost close to done here. Okay. I feel like I should recognize this silhouette as, like, a specific kind of, like, military plane or something, but I don't. Does anyone know what this silhouette is? Oh, it's a stealth bomber. Oh, fuck. Invisible to radar. Drops bombs. Oh, shit. Z? Oh, Abby. Abby, who was not successful in getting off the island. And Z... Ugh. The moment of contact and just, like, the hit home of, like, this line. What the fuck did I just do? Oh, so many, like, hit in the chest moments in this chapter. You were worried for Abby before this point. Yeah, like, what the heck? This is when I knew for sure that nobody was going to come out of this alive. Yeah. What the fuck did I just do? And we pull back to see all the planes coming in, closing in on their very easy to spot from the sky. They pointed out earlier how easy it would be to spot from the sky when Z was coming in on the helicopter. As they're reuniting in a fucking graveyard. The fucking symbolism. That's where they're at. And that's where we're at. Because that is the end of this chapter. Whew. End of chapter 8. We are in the home stretch, y'all. One more chapter next week on 4/20. That's actually pretty close. Since I've been streaming these on Saturday, the release of the final chapter is actually really close. But, the psychic damage meter, okay. Z feeling like they're losing control, these emotional breakdown impulses. Agony, yeah. It being biangle, no. Whew. So, yeah. Thoughts and theories for the final chapter. So we have, okay, theories so far. Everybody's gonna fucking die. The psychic damage meter will bottom out. That's another theory. Psychic damage meter bottoming out was pretty much the only one theory that I'm pretty attached to. Theory, we're fucked. Everyone dies and wakes up as their dream selves. God. Yeah. Theory, Z wins. Unlikely at this point, and I feel like would maybe defeat the purpose of the story. But technically still on the table as a possibility. What other? I feel like there were a few more that came up over the course of the stream that I'm not remembering. What if Future Z is the one who inspired Riotous? Oh, successor status. Are we going to get successor status? Are we going to be able to actually make those choices? Because that's the thing, is that like we could, okay, end of all this hot mess, achieve successor status, or end of all this and it just doesn't fucking happen. Theory, Z absorbs the energy of the spirit bomb and goes ultra instinct omen. Is that a JoJo reference? I don't know why I feel like that's JoJo. You're wondering if the narrator is Future Z. Yeah. Endless cycle of inspiration. Interesting. Yeah, I know. We'll get to the cast list. While we're still in the story space, cast list is a nice, fun way to keep it light for the outro. But while we're still in the story headspace, I was thinking theory talk. Oh, it's Dragon Ball. It's not JoJo. It's Dragon Ball. Still anime though. Still shonen. Is JoJo a shonen? What fucking genre of anime is JoJo? Say all the supporters on Nantucket get bombed out, even Z, but like that doesn't stop the global movement or even mainland America, now does it? Yeah. I mean, like, will it really go that way? Yeah, like, that's something that they kind of emphasized, especially around the time that Z, gained control of Nantucket, and then especially after they got sick and were out for a bit, the idea that, like, and then growing even more when there were different pockets of Jubilite movements in varying countries around the world, the idea that this movement has officially grown larger than they can control, and that it does not begin and end with them. Nuclear apocalypse. Well, unfortunately, yeah, I think that is an idea that's also on the table. After all the talk about, all that talk about nuclear bombs and shit, and Z being like, I would never set off a nuclear bomb. Ha 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 ha. Yes, that's right. That was probably one of the ones I was trying to remember that I couldn't remember. We were talking about nuclear apocalypse theories. Russia, yes. Russia and the nuclear apocalypse. It's not an idea I like, but I can't unhave it. Yup. Okay, any final thoughts and theories, and then we'll hop into the cast list to close things out. That's not the right screen. There we go. Theories, yes, rabies. Theory, Mizzlebib will not betray us. Mizzlebib will not betray Z. That's for sure. Okay, Zealots. So, Zealots, I believe, is the people in the crowd that Z walked by on their way to the stage and standing in front of the stage. Oh god, what is this link? Z dies and Mizzlebip leads the world to peace as the new savior. Okay, so this is... Oh, right, because people were joking about this shirt looking like the rabies flag. If they live, it will be because of Mizzlebip. Tag myself as a zealot? Oh, okay. Give me a minute to think about that. Let's go over them first. And then I'll think about that. So, I've noticed trending in this one in particular is the Roman numerals at the end of names. Oh, and one of these shirts looks like the ace flag. Sweet. Yeah, Roman numerals at the end of names for a lot of them. A decent number of them in here. So, we have Lumberdunk the 15th, Rubberleg Succotash, Gamble Spam the 6th, Criminy Caboodle, who looks like literally a fucking cat. As they said, they had that complicated relationship with their sexuality. Right, yeah. That was... Yeah. I think that goes a little further than just not knowing how they... Maybe not knowing how they would identify, to just their view of sex as, like, a tool. That kind of came up in the earlier chapters with, God, fucking Percy. I forgot Percy even existed. Fucking rip. Chapter 3? Something like that. Anyway. Moving down, we have Batshit Ampersand, Ruffled Tongue the Third, Pasta Slipper Loose, Prickly Pear Studebaker. Down again, we have Erstwhile Buffoon, Reginald Rumpus, literally just a fucking dog, Bedbug Souffle, and Gravy Canoe the Second. Further still, Spinach Catastrophe, Mulligan Puzzle Cheese, Whole Wheat the 20th, who is a crocodile, maybe alligator, Baloney Toes the 12th, and finally, Bumblegoose the 2nd, Gumbo Stallone, and Beat Pooty Juggle, who's literally just a fucking mouse. Maybe whole wheat is a shrub. Wait, which one is whole wheat? Oh, yeah. Kingston. Fucking rat gender. Oh, yeah, this one has a fucking rat, mouse, whichever one this is supposed to be, emoji as their gender instead of the gender triangle. Are there any other ones like that? No, I think they're all, yeah, all the other ones are pretty much on the regular gender triangle. Let me see. Okay, by purely aesthetics, I think that I am either Mulligan Puzzle Cheese or Gamble Spam the 6th. I like those ones. Vapomancer Goku the Illustrious. Yeah, just Mizzlebip and Beat Pooty Juggle. Yeah, I think if I had to pick a name that I really enjoy out of all of these new ones, oh, there's so many, and they're so wonderful. Let's see. I particularly enjoy Batshit Ampersand, Spinach Catastrophe. Yeah, I like Batshit Ampersand and Spinach Catastrophe. The Baloney Toes aesthetic. We all know that Clown Sis Fujoshi dead Chamomile is dead. Yeah, fucking rip to Chamomile, Giddy Up, and everyone else who just ate shit. Daffodil Fettuccine is a name that I also highly appreciate. And Turtle Burger. Fucking Turtle Burger. Teaspoon McMuffin and Tablespoon McNugget. God, these are just... I think Ring 3 really got like the cream of the crop when it comes to Clown Sona names. Like, really and truly. Jockey Lane is kind of boring, but like the rest of them. You like how Spanish Catastrophe looks every Sunday morning. Turtle Burger. But, yep. Chamomile and Giddy Up with the fucking yaoi paddle and shit. God. Dog food fiddlesticks, like... yeah, just top fucking notch. But, yeah, that's the cast editions. I look forward to the final edition next week. Yeah, fucking Spruce Gully, sprucing it up. Okay. Can't believe I'm was okay. It's time to stop. It is 1:40. It's time to stop. That is our hashtag content for today. Ew, I hate that I just said that. Anyway. Most of these fuckers are dead. Yup. Moment of fucking silence. Next week. Hopefully, if I'm feeling up to it on Wednesday, there might be Sonic. If I'm feeling up to it, I'm probably going to be very tired. Actually, I think right now I'm just going to veto that immediately. Never mind, I didn't say anything. Friday. Friday, should be the return of Homestuck reread streams. And next Saturday is the final Psycholonials. Final chapter. You just posted cringe with your voice? Yeah. I did just post cringe with my voice. Anyway, I have late homework to finish. Yay! So, but the cast list was fully visible without having to play the chapters. I'm not sure if it was a question still. Yeah, I think we've confirmed that the cast list is just fully visible the whole time. Like, if you were to buy Psycholonials and start playing it right now, the full cast list as it is right now would still be there, even if you hadn't clicked through all of those chapters. I think that's what we confirmed. You confirmed it yourself, yeah. But, what's it called? I'm losing my train of thought. Okay. That's my cue to exit. Thank you so much for spending fucking almost 3 whole hours around these parts. And thank you for your wonderful participation and wonderful conversation. I will see you all around. Hopefully the next time I'll be around these parts will be for Homestuck reread. We'll see if I'm exhausted or not. But yes. Good night, good night, good night. Have a wonderful, lovely rest of your day, rest of your week. Whatever you may be getting up to. Stay safe out there, folks. And I will see you all around.